Say
Okay,
more.
I know we don't have a lot of time, but I know it's this time of year, and I'm
Yeah.
trying to have like a wusa perspective, but it's just like 1 million things piled on top of each other. There's not enough time. Can't give enough time to my kids. Can't give enough time to my husband. Can't give enough time to myself. And I'm spiraling.
I feel like you just described motherhood pretty perfectly. That helps. I this has been coming up with every single client I've seen for the last month and change. This always happens during the holidays. I think there is this immense amount of pressure to show up for everyone, to like perform, and that everybody feels that they are entitled to this unfettered access to you and your time and your kids' time and your family's time. And it puts just an unrealistic amount of stress and pressure on you. And there are ways that I approach this that are not for everybody. So I'll give three, and you can
Okay.
pick one. Number one, I believe a lot of this boils down to boundary setting. And boundaries are truly you feeling clear on what you are and are not responsible for when it comes to someone else's feelings and their response. So long as you are treating people with kindness and like dignity, it about ends there, what you are responsible for. Now that that is established, the first thing that I will say is you and your partner need to get very, very aligned on those boundaries and what they look like so that the two of you can confidently communicate them to everyone in your orbit who feels like they want to violate them or who you're worried are going to violate them. The second one I will say is I am someone who always will operate under the assumption that prioritizing your relationship with your partner is what is going to make you a better parent ultimately. This isn't to say that like your kid has their 57th spirit day at school and you're like, "Well, I don't want to because my husband and I are going to go do something." But like so within reason, find times to still prioritize the relationship. And this doesn't need to be complicated. This doesn't need to be something else you add to the calendar. It's literally like put the kids to bed. I love not eating with my children. Like, I mean, we eat together almost all the time, but like date nights to us is we will put the kids to bed and my husband will go pick up our favorite sushi around the corner and like we will eat alone. That is prioritizing the relationship. It does not need to be like, with what time am I supposed to plan another date night? You don't have to. It's that simple. And then the last thing, and this is where people get uncomfortable, is say no. You can say no to things. And this comes back to boundaries. You can say no. And it comes it comes back to boundaries of I am not responsible for how you respond to what I'm saying. So long as I'm approaching the situation with kindness, basic human kindness, you are responsible for what you say, not what someone else hears.
Yeah.
You know?
You said that the third one was the hardest. I think the first one is the hardest.
Do you? Say more.
I just think that like I can boundary set with like a lot of people in my life, but there's like some people that it's just I think like
Yeah.
anytime when it comes to like merging families, there are
100%.
I don't want to be a monster of a daughter-in-law ever,
Yeah.
but like I also want to make decisions that I want to make when I want to make them. But I also, I like how people call themselves recovering people pleasers. I feel like I'm a
Yeah.
recovering people pleaser,
Right.
and I want everyone to feel good and feel accepted and feel loved, but like also surrounded by people who are living or who are totally not people pleasers and
Yeah.
can, like,
Do not
they
care.
could give a fuck.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's, I mean, this is where how wonderful that you are like that. Like, I call being a people pleaser a maladaptive behavior because on the surface, it sounds really wonderful. You care about people. You want to be
Yeah.
inclusive. You want to be loving, kind, respectful, warm. You want people to feel good around you. None of that is bad. What's bad is when it gets in the way of your life and the things that you want to do that are perfectly normal, respectable things to want to do. And so, anytime I hear a mom say that she's a recovering people pleaser, I'm like, yes. Because I cannot think of a better
Lean
example.
in, girl.
Yes. I cannot think of a better example to set for your kids than I can hold these values that I care about and want to include everyone, and I genuinely love and care about people. That's not going to come at the cost of my mental health. Those two can coexist. It's hard, but they absolutely can. And like, what a gift to give to your family to work on that.
Okay, so like this is how we're taking care of ourselves, these three things.
Yes, yes. And I'll send them to you so you have them in writing.
I feel like you told me that you have prompts, journaling prompts. I feel like that's a
I
good
do.
way to. I doubt my husband will sit with me and journal a prompt, but at least it's a thought starter.
100%. I think a lot of the healthy relationship habits start outside the relationship. So I have these journaling prompts. I can send them to you, and I
We'll
encourage
put them
people
on
to just
Mamala-led.
yes, and I
Throw 'em on the
encourage
blog.
people to do them on their own. It doesn't, and then you come together and talk about them, but you don't need to like sit there and analyze them together because journaling is not for everyone. And so they're more just like thought starters, like you were saying. It's not like this big activity that you need to do together. And I also, as I said, I think your answer would be different if you answered them alone versus together. I'm also going to offer you this little gem as a self-identified recovering people pleaser. Your kids need a whole and happy version of you more than they need anything else over the holidays. Period. Nothing else is going to matter to them. You can get the gifts, you can give the fun experiences, those are all wonderful, but if they don't have a regulated, happy version of their mother because their mother is too busy figuring out how she can spread herself as thin as possible to make the holidays magical for her kids, they're going to know. They're going to see that. And they're not, I think the long-term effects of that are greater than we think they are. And it all comes back to modeling for your kids to me. Like this, it's like, what a gift you are giving your children.
You mean to say that being stressed out, being quick to screaming, and also trying to make the holidays beautiful and special, that those don't coexist? That's not effective.
No, I don't think people in my line of work, I have not seen one person respond well to being screamed at. But yeah, you deserve to be regulated. Your children deserve to have a regulated version of you. And by the way, regulated does not mean that you're like happy all the time. Doesn't mean
Yeah.
you're walking around in like this Zen state of mind. Which is
What does regulated mean? Let's take 1
regulated
minute to
means
you tell me what regulated means, and I'll go about my day trying to be more regulated.
that you were able to tune into your emotions. First of all, I want to say I don't think there was like a one size fits all approach, but the way that I interpret being regulated is you are in tune with your emotions, you do not shy away from them, you are willing to accept and confront them and not try to shove them away for the sake of other people. Because every time you try to shove an emotion away, it doesn't work. It either comes back in a different outfit or it comes back tenfold worse.
No avoidance. No
No
brushing it
avoidance.
under the rug.
No, if avoidance was a successful tactic, I wouldn't have a job. Doesn't work.
'Tis the season of swiping things under the rug.
Yeah.
Grinning and bear it.
And sometimes you do have to do like that's another thing too is sometimes with boundary setting, it's like choosing your battles, picking your battles and not an avoidance for some people is the best tactic. And then we can like address it after the holidays. I'll normalize that too. That's okay.
Well, then we'll
You
have to
know
talk
your
again.
you what?
We'll have to talk again.
Yeah, you know your family, you know what works and what doesn't. I will always assume that what I'm offering are tips that I see that I think are important foundations, but like you know your family. You know these things better. It's hard for me to make these like sweeping generalization, one size fits all approach to how you can establish boundaries because it's going to look different and that's okay.